Hello there, my name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation, and today we talk about Velma, the spin-off series of Scooby-Doo without Scooby-Doo some apparent reason, and also race up most of the whole cast. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the post of Velma, there's a lot of complaining that it feels will portray Scooby-Doo. In a way, they did and they didn't. It's like half of the show is good, the other half is bad. Also, you have another part is a little cringy because they try to be sort of mainstream. What I mean is, they're trying to do sort of what the Rain Brothers does on Scary Movie. They sort of commentary of the tropes of the genre they're trying to do in very clever ways. But the only problem is they try too hard to explain some of the jokes or tropes of the series. They just explain a lot of different things, and that's sort of ruining the momentum of the show because you have really good funny moments of the series. I think one of the more funniest is basically Velma trying to be sort of a dealer of questionable substance to get a sort of paperwork for someone else, and she is really bad at it because every time she's trying to sell something and she talking to her client, but she's just so sassy, so put down, the client just run away and cry. And that's what's kind of funny because she does this like a multiple times, and every time she does it, it's kind of hilarious. It really is funny. But other times they just do it so much explaining the joke of the trope that sort of ruin the moment. I feel like it's just trying too hard to be hip. Too much they're trying to commentary of white privilege or why they shouldn't do this, and that's the frustrating thing because when you start watching, you see this show has so much potential. Is that you need to chill and calm down and reflect of the characters. They try to do that, but they just don't know how to calm down, and that's one of the biggest weakness of Velma. And I think there's a reason why people will drop it in the first episode, or at least the first 3 minutes, because the first minute you see a bunch of girls in the showers and make fun of that idea with like horror or mystery shows focus on that way too much. It is funny, but they just linger a little bit too much, and that sort of ruins the joke or the commentary. But also, I do like they make Velma as Velma. They try not to change that much, just her race. That even doesn't really matter because it's just sort of interesting how Velma is sort of hated because she's sort of kind of, what's the best word I'm looking for? Self-destructed. I mean, is she sassy and mean-spirited because she's sort of broken because her mom left her? Not even left her, she disappeared because nobody knows what actually happened to her. And she's trying to figure out why, but every time she does, she has sort of panic attacks. And that's what I mean. She is sort of interesting because they use sort of the animation to describe her panic. You see this sort of green mist, is this sort of bony or death hand trying to grab her and choke her or choke her heart out. A very interesting animation to explain her panic attacks. And that's, I think I really do enjoy. But they also, that problem is they try to do multiple things in once. Like the same time she had a panic attack, her best friend Shaggy was there. He trying to calm her down, but telling her how she loves her. But at the same time, because she's so mean-spirited, she's starting to laugh. Yeah, right. You attracted to me. And you kind of see that pulled down to Shaggy, and the point is supposed to be funny, but at the same time it's just so mean-spirited, but at the same time saying something because I like mean-spirited jokes. If you cannot make me laugh at mean jokes, that means you did something wrong. You bad execute that type of comedy. And they do that a lot also in the series, at least the first 2 episodes. But other than that, Velma herself, she is interesting, but sometimes too flawed as a character. The point is, they can easily like her because of that or hate her. That's why I mean the first couple of minutes will determine if you like this show. Now, the whole story is what I was explaining, is trying to understand who left a body in Velma's locker, and they playing her for the issue, and she's trying to figure out who left this body and why they doing this, and also figure out what happened to her mom. You also understand what the bodies and their attraction to her, what the killer wants from her, and that's sort of interesting. You also see her sort of deal with high school life and her sort of falling off her relation with Daphne, who is basically the popular chick, but at the same time, this is sort of cliche Scooby-Doo. This is not the first time Velma and Daphne have a falling out, but this one's hinted at there could be lesbians, or one of them is gay, one could be bi, or both of them be lesbian. I mean, both of them may be bi, but once again, I feel they're trying too hard to lean into that. But at the same time, I think that was the joke of it. You see what I mean? They're trying to a little bit too hard to land that sort of teen detective dramas, and they're really landing at sometimes, but even the commentary sort of get frustrating. But every time they do something legitimately funny and interesting, it grabs you again to see, okay, what's going on. It's something that I feel I want to see the next episode, if they actually can actually fix it, because they do have interesting things. It's that I feel the writers trying to be sort of too hard to be mainstream, trying to commentate too hard or preach too hard what they're trying to do. And I think that is one of the biggest weaknesses of this series. That's why I have to say that if you want to see it, I recommend watch the first episode, or at least the first 2 episodes, if you have HBO Max, to see how you actually feel about it. It's one of those that you gotta hate it or you gotta love it, but admit it's not good. I'm the second that I enjoy it, but I have to admit it's also had a lot of bad commentary and bad jokes that not realize what to do or actually execute the interesting jokes or storyline. For right now, it's okay for right now. That's the best I can say. It's one of those I probably will make a season 1 review to see how this actually goes, to see this is interesting. Of course, you also have Fred, how they made him sort of the wise, privileged type of character who is sort of egotistical, but at the same time commentating that he's just too rich to care to do anything by himself. You also have Shaggy, that could be a lot of people angry because Shaggy became a very smart, educated, but kind of simp-like type of character. I can see people really liking it or not liking it, because they're sort of trying not to make him a simp. They're trying to make him funny, but a little bit different. Like all the cast that have changed except for Velma, but all that I can't really say much, except for maybe Daphne became sort of a drug dealer because she's trying to understand what happened to her parents. They make fun of that because that is sort of one of the tropes of many other teen dramas. And that's the thing, the tropes, they try to lean too much on the tropes, not enough to tell the story. But all of that, that's all I can say. I don't know what about you. You've seen the first 2 episodes, you like it, do you hate it? You think it's a good show but it has a lot of problems, or you just think it's sort of terrible? That's sort of my honest review. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.